Is the end near? I mean, recently, it's a question I've been asked more than once. As this pandemic continues to rage, some have begun to question whether or not it's a precursor to the end times. Jesus said this is what we should look out for. Nation will rise against nation. Check. There will be great earthquakes and famines. Check. And pestilences and fearful events. Check. Jesus also said, watch out that you are not deceived, for many will come in my name claiming, I am he. Do not follow them. I don't have enough check marks for that one. So then what are we to make of all this? I mean, certainly in our lifetimes, we haven't seen anything comparable, except if any of you were around for the 1918 pandemic, and if so, then God bless, because you're over 100 years old then, and you've lived through 2 pandemics thus far, and I want your genes and blood type. I don't know though. I'm not sure our fears are around the end of time. Not yet anyway. But I do think we worry about our end, our ceasing to be, our death, and we don't like it. And so instead, we don't think about it. We push it off. So even though we know life is impermanent and tentative, we don't really live that way. I mean, how many of us left our houses today in such perfect order that if we never returned to them, it'd be okay, or we wouldn't be embarrassed by something? And yet, all it takes is one speeding car around a corner, right? I mean, we don't need a pandemic. But it's so hard to live with the conscious awareness of the finite and tentative nature of our existence. I mean, it's too much to take in. And so instead, we live as though there'll always be more time to get our finances in order, to make amends, to ask forgiveness, to climb that mountain, sail that sea, tell that person we love them. But we're assured of none of it. I mean, maybe if there's any good that comes from the suffering and death that's all around us right now, perhaps it is a deeper appreciation for the magic and mess of all of it. My friend Rob Berkeley used to say, life is precious. Don't waste a drop of it. And that was before he got stomach cancer and died last year at the age of 59. Jesus also said it with the parable of the rich man who had such a bountiful harvest that he had no place to store all of his grain. So instead of giving some of it away, he decided to tear down his barns and build bigger and grander ones, thinking to himself, now I can rest, eat, drink, be merry. But there was one catch. That night, he died. Oh yeah, and Jesus adds a tagline. Thus will it be for the one who stores up treasure for him or herself, but is not rich in what matters to God. Uh-oh. So what matters to you? And is it worthy of God? Is it worthy of the time and attention you give it? Is it a hill you'd be willing to die on? My friend Terry Hershey had a great line last week. He said, I'm all for living the present moment, just not this one. The only catch is, it's the only one we've got.